All Day and a Night, starring Ashton Sanders, Jeffery Wright, Isaiah Johnson, and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. These guys are in everything. I mean, they're good, really good actors, and they are in everything. This particular movie that they are in takes me back to Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, Colors, Dead Presidents, South Central. It has that type of a feel, but more modern. It takes a look at the California lifestyle, the gangland lifestyle in California. If you go to different places, the gangland style is different. The gangsters are different depending on where you're at. And in California, they have a certain feel that has been publicized by Hollywood, so you know it. When you see it on TV, you're like, Boys in the Hood. You get that feel. Now, when you see like the New York gangsters or the guys down south have a certain feel. Georgia, Atlanta, Miami, there's a certain feel for the gangsters. But California, it's a mecca of movie and television lore as far as the urban gangster. So when you see it, you recognize it. You're like, oh, okay, I know where they're at. They're in LA or South Central, whatever. Pasadena, you get an idea. And this movie captures what it's like, what you would imagine it's like, at least, to be in that area. It's really, really good at that. The story talks about its primary protagonist is a guy named Jacor. His father is JD, and his best friend is TQ. A lot of initials. And he's unfortunately a guy whose life is shaped by his father, who actually wants him to be better than his father. Deep down, he wants him to be better. And he ends up in the exact same place, literally and figuratively, as his father. It follows Ja through the years of his life, from being, elementary or maybe middle school, all the way up to what we assume is going to be the last days or maybe the end of his life, or at least the telling of how his life will end. This is a good movie, man. This is a good movie, real good movie. Don't forget. This movie's about Jacor and the trials and tribulations in his life, how he has to learn how to deal with certain things. Certain people learn certain lessons depending on where they're at, who they're with. The environment sometimes molds you, and unfortunately the environment molds him. He gets into a conflict with someone at school. They steal something from him. He tries to take it back, but he's unable. So he goes home and he cries about it. His father tells him, in no uncertain terms, you need to go back and teach a lesson, or you'll learn one here. To be honest, when I was a kid, I got a similar lesson. You let the bullies beat on you Monday, they're going to beat on you Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So when I saw that scene, it took me back, because I was remembering. I was like, man, I remember being little. And it was actually two of my uncles. They were like, hey, you coming in here crying for? And I was like, it's bigger than me. And they was like, I'm bigger than you and him. You want them troubles out there? You want the troubles in here? And I was like, wow, I think I'd rather have the troubles out there. Similar thing. So he went out and he got revenge for being attacked. He made it clear that he was not someone that you could push around. He taught a lesson that day. People picked up on that lesson. He taught it again and again and again throughout his life. And that became a way of life for him. There's a scene in a movie where he's with a more established gangster called Big Stunner, who is played by Mateen. And he tells him, you know, I'd like you to do some work for me. And I know you've got a couple bodies on you already. Meaning that, you know, in his network of people, he's aware that Jah has killed at least 2 people already at this point in his life. So I'm thinking, wow, this guy, he's a gangster. There's no question about that. But he won't touch drugs. He won't sell them, and he won't take them. Turns out there's a reason for that. His father fell into that particular problem a long time ago. And he confesses to him. He confesses to his son, this is why I'm the way that I am. You know I take drugs, and and I'm bad to your mom. You know, I want you to be better, yada, yada, yada. He gives him that spiel. So it stuck with him. That one thing stuck with him through his entire life. Reminded me a lot of the movie Deep Cover, when Lawrence Fishburne's character as a child saw his father, who was on drugs, get shot down and killed. And was like, you know what, never again, I won't deal with drugs at all. And through his life he never had, and his disdain for it drove him to being a police officer. In this movie, his hate for drugs just meant that he wasn't going to take it, and he looked down on people who did take drugs, and he kind of looked down on his friend who sold drugs, but it was his best friend, so, you know, what are you to do? So he gets involved with TQ and Stunner on a newer level of gangster. Some things that he hadn't been affiliated with before, he's getting opened up to now. So he has a neighborhood rival who, every time he sees him, he gives him grief. You know, hey, is that your girlfriend? Let me tell you how I know your girlfriend. One of those kinds of things. Never do that. So they build an animosity, which comes to a conclusion during the movie. I'll say, there's so much good stuff in the movie, I don't want to give everything away. I want to just sit here and tell you, hey, this happened, that happened, this happened, that happened. But then you won't need to see the movie because I've told you everything. But it was a good movie. If you enjoyed Boys in the Hood, Men's Society, South Central, movies like that, you will really enjoy this one, because this one is the same take, but it's more modern. It's made in that type of genre, but it's put in a way that you could understand it today. You could see it and say, well, that could happen today. This could happen today. I might know someone like that today. It's a more modern take on the movies. It's really, really good. I can't say enough about the movie. It's good. But I am going to give this movie 8 bags of popcorn. 8 bags of popcorn. So what do you think about the movie? Have you seen the movie? Let's talk about it in the comments. What was your favorite urban gangster style movie? Let's talk about it. And if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe. And then like.